So another tool or acronym is RULE, R-U-L-E, and R is for resisting or rolling with resistance. So it's recognising if you're feeling like you're not motivating the patient, rather than trying to overcome that resistance. To me, it's a cue to actually explore what's behind that, and so it's a cue to listen more, saying like, is this sounding too ambitious? Can you tell me about that? And quite often that's exploring ambivalence, and that means, what is it that works for you in your current state, and what is it that would be different if you changed? What are the pros and cons of change, and what are the pros and cons of staying the same? So stepping into that space where you're listening more than you're directing. So really resisting the urge to fix the problem, because doctors are trained to fix, and we have to stop doing that. The evidence is it doesn't really work very well. U is understanding the patient, and that's sort of a corollary of rolling with resistance. So whenever you're feeling that urge to fix, quite often it means you're missing something. So it's understanding, listening and asking those open-ended questions, using oars and being quite respectful. L is listen with empathy, and that's where most of your efforts need to be sort of put into putting yourself in the patient's shoes. And so I use the tool of just thinking from the patient's point of view, this is quite reasonable what they're telling me, I want to know more. So it's, oh yeah, that sounds like it's really hard, but tell me more about that. Or, gee, it sounds like that makes you really frustrated, but I may have that wrong. Can you explain so we're on the same page? So you're respectfully just checking your perception. And E is empowering the patient, and it's a big word, empowering, because it sort of includes compassionate and respectful listening. And so for me, the first thing is that you have to assume the patient does have some power, and you want to magnify that sense of autonomy and self-confidence. So empowering the patient is checking that they are getting from you what they need to add to their skill set. So don't forget they've got an enormous skill set, and hopefully you've explored that by saying, how is it that you've got here today, and what is it that you want from me, because that will reflect their aims and goals, but also how they achieve it. So listening in an empowering way is acknowledging that, acknowledging the skills, acknowledging the barriers, and then thickening up the story of skills and self-competence, and developing strategies for dealing with the barriers.